Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be sharing this brand new wig with you that I have from the company called Raregen. This is the Barbara wig, and let me tell you straight off the bat, I absolutely love this piece. I've got about 3 or 4 Raregen wigs and this is most certainly my favourite, so stick around and we'll go through exactly why. So I just want to start off by saying that whenever I receive a Raregen wig, I always feel like I'm getting luxury. It comes in a beautiful box, as you would expect. The wig itself comes in this sort of satin bag, but not only that, but inside the bag, they always equip you with everything that you kind of need. So for instance, you'll get wig caps, you'll get a wig grip as well. In this one, there is some silicone tape, which is really great for popping underneath the part to help open it up. I'm definitely not going to need to use it for this particular piece. I'll show you more in a bit. But not only that, you get a wig stand as well. Now, many of you will probably be familiar with these things, these sort of flimsy plastic wig stands that you can get fairly cheaply online. They are not very durable, they are not very sturdy, and they tend to fall over a lot and kind of drive me mad actually, if I'm honest. So with Raregen, you get sent a wig stand which looks like this, and it comes with all these pieces separate. They give you the screws to put them together, and this is a really sturdy wig stand which I really appreciate. I am always needing places to hang my wigs, and this is one that it isn't easy to tip over, so this is a real just added bonus that comes in the Raregen box. You even get a little screwdriver to do up the screws. Now tell me that they didn't think of everything. So let's start with the hair then. So the hair on this is human hair, and it's 100% premium Remy human hair, so it's really soft, really silky. I can run my fingers through it very easily. From previous experience, my Raregen hair washes up really well. I'm really loving the quality of this hair. It feels like quite fine hair as well, so similar to perhaps my European hair, which is always really nice because it makes it feel that bit much more realistic on me. The length on this one is 14 inches, so this is a good kind of everyday length in my opinion, for myself. It's not too long, it's not going to get in the way, really lovely length. However, you'll probably be able to see that it isn't all just one length. There definitely are some layers within this piece. There's definitely shorter layers on the top and slightly longer lengths underneath, but they're not really obvious layers, they're just quite subtle layers, I would say. Now the density on this piece is 130%, and this actually surprised me because it doesn't feel like too much hair. I tend to stick around that sort of 110, 120%, and because it feels more natural on me and it doesn't feel too heavy, whereas this is 130 and it doesn't feel too heavy and it doesn't feel too full, it doesn't feel too much for me. It's actually a really nice amount of hair, so much so that look, you can get a nice kind of ear tuck with this wig, which sometimes those 130% plus density wigs you can't always achieve, or I don't feel like I can achieve, and it look that natural. But look at that, look how natural that looks. Excuse the little bit of lace just there, I haven't stuck it down just yet, but that is lovely. So a really, I would say, a fairly natural density actually, definitely not too thick and full. So the colour on Barbara is called beige blonde with subtle dimension, and I would have to 100% agree with that. It is very dimensional blonde. There are lots of kind of lighter blonde pieces running through. There are also some golden tones in there as well for sure, which I am a big fan of. And then not only that, but there is this darker blonde smudge root as well, which I am a massive fan of a root. I just think a piece with a root just looks that much more natural. And actually this colour here is more similar to my natural bio hair colour, so I just think it makes it look more realistic on me because that's kind of nearer to my natural shade, so it doesn't look too out of place for me. Yeah, I love this colour so much. It's so beautiful. Let me try and do a close-up. All those beautiful shades. I'm going to take you outside quickly and show you in natural, well, although we are in natural lighting at the moment, I'm going to show you what it's like in direct sunlight as well. So come with me. Gorgeous. Now there are some things that really help this wig look super realistic, and the first one is the hairline. So if I pull the hair back off the face and show you, the hairline is it's a really nice shape. It's quite sort of curved. It's not like a perfectly curved line. You've got that kind of indentation up here before it then comes down to the temples. And I just think that looks really lovely. The lace that it's made of, that lace front, is made of a Swiss lace. So a Swiss lace is renowned for being like really blendable in terms of it sort of really melts into the skin. So you can see there's not like an obvious line where the lace ends and my skin starts. So that's super realistic. This hairline comes all the way down to the ear tabs as well. So it's not just a portion of the front hairline that is lace fronted, it's the whole thing, which is something that I really love. It does mean that I can pull the hair off my face, like up into a ponytail or like half up, half down, and I don't need to be worried that there's only lace front in this small proportion here, which sometimes you do find with wigs. So I really love that lace front. Now, the only thing I will say is that these knots are only lightly bleached, so there is slight evidence of the knotting at the front hairline, particularly because the hair there is darker at the root, but I still think it looks great. The other thing, which for me as somebody who does have bio hair that wears wigs, I often find that if a wig is fully lace, that you can then often see my darker hair underneath the part line, and the part doesn't look very natural always. And to counteract that, I then have to use things like this silicone tape or some makeup to kind of open up that parting and make it look really natural. I don't need that. Look at that part line. Look how open and natural that is. Now, I am not wearing a wig cap underneath this. This is directly on top of my bio hair, which is probably a light brown now. I've gone darker more recently, but there is absolutely no sign of that. And it doesn't matter where I part this, it's going to look exactly like this. Let me show you. So take a comb, pop it through, and look at that. And over this side as well. Let me show you this side. It just looks like scalp. It's incredible. It looks so natural. I'm so impressed with this. The reason for this is it has a silk insert. So this is lace, but there is a silk insert underneath there, which is creating that appearance of scalp. Now I'll show you that in more detail in just a minute, but you can't argue with that. That is a amazing looking parting, and I'm really pleased with that feature. Barbara is part of Raregen's Bio Lace wig collection, and these wigs are all about softness, realism and comfort. And as wig wearers, that's all we want. We want hair that is soft and manageable. We want it to look realistic, and we want it to be comfortable so that we can wear a wig all day, not feel irritated, and not get to that point when you walk in the door where you just really want to take it off so quickly. This is meeting all three of those so far for me. So let's have a look at the inside of the cap on Barbara. And here is that lace front, which runs all the way from ear to ear. And as I mentioned, it's made from Swiss lace. So it's really soft, it's not irritable, not scratchy, a really lovely lace, soft lace. Then you've got this silk insert that I mentioned earlier on, and this is what created that incredibly natural looking scalp appearance through the parting. Wherever I parted it, it looked like scalp, and it's all down to this. This is a huge silk insert, and it's great because it does mean wherever my hair is parted, it's going to look like scalp, and that is something as a wig wearer you just want. You want that natural scalp appearance because it makes it look more realistic. Then we've got these two pressure sensitive clips, one above sort of each area of the ear, on this side and this side. Personally, I don't use these, and if you, like me, don't use them, you can easily unpick the stitching and remove them if you want to. The rest of the cap is made up of wefting, and it is enclosed wefting. So there's this kind of netting material over the wefts, and I really like this as well because it means that the hair from the top side can't come through onto the bottom side, and then you find you have to like try and poke the hair back through the wefts. You don't get that because it's all enclosed. So if we turn it round to the back, we've then got this extended nape, so it's nice and thick, it's nice and comfortable at the back here. There is a comb as well, which is just an additional thing to secure in if you want to. I quite often will hook that underneath my wig grip. But again, if you don't need it, you can always unpick the stitching and remove it. And then we've got these adjustable bands, I would call them, or adjusters, which you can then hook in to these little hooks. That one is the one furthest away, so that will make it sort of on its looser setting, but then there's additional hooks sort of here as well to make it a bit tighter. If I can get it in, there we go, so that's a slightly tighter one, and then there's another hook there to make it even tighter, and the same on this side. I should mention that this is a medium size. Medium's perfect for me, for anyone who has a circumference of between 21 and 22 inches. Now mine is a 21.75, so this on the looser setting feels really comfortable for me. And sometimes though, if you do feel your wig is sort of stretching a little bit as you wear it more, that's the nice thing about these adjusters, is that you can then pinch it in and make it a little bit tighter as well for you. Now I just really want to quickly show you how effective that silk insert is. Now you can see that my own hair, as I mentioned, it's fairly dark. You might say dark blonde, you might say light brown with a little bit of grey at the roots. But ordinarily I sometimes find with those lace top wigs that you will end up seeing this darker hair through the parting. And I want to show you how this silk insert is really working. I've taken off my wig grip as well because the wig grip is a lighter colour, and I didn't want you being fooled into thinking that's what it was showing underneath, because it wasn't. So let's get her back on. I also want to see how well it fits without a wig grip on, because my preference is to wear a wig without a wig grip, because a wig grip is just more layers and more heat, and therefore sometimes more irritation if you've got like multiple layers on your head. So I want to see what it's like without a wig grip. Just tucked that comb in to my bio hair at the nape, and I'm also going to do up the clips on the side, which can be a little bit stiff when you first use them, but they do loosen up over time as you use them more regularly. Okay. And there we go. Not a sign at all of my darker bio hair through that parting. Oh, I love that. And without a wig grip, I could wear this wig very easily. I wear a wig grip mostly for security reasons. I'm always worried that the wig is going to slip, but this feels really very secure on my head. I've got those clips done up. I've got that comb hooked in under my bio hair, and it feels really comfortable. Now, as a wig wearer, I would prefer not to wear a wig grip because it's an additional layer on top of my head. I've got my bio hair, then I've got my wig grip, and then I've got the wig. If I can take the wig grip away, it just feels that bit more comfortable, because you've got not got those 3 layers. I've only got the 2. I've got my bio hair and the wig, and this just feels so much more comfortable without a wig grip. Also, sometimes I feel like a wig grip can give me a bit of a headache as well, and that's often down to me. I've often done it too tight, but this is definitely easy to wear without a wig grip. Let me kind of do a little demonstration that this isn't going anywhere without a wig grip as well. So I'm going to do a bit of a hair flick and see. Yeah, that feels really secure, really, really secure. I'm really happy with that. I'd be very, very confident wearing it out of the house without a wig grip on, because it's got all of the security features included that you don't need one. So there we go. That is the Barbara wig. Now, this does come straight, but obviously as it's human hair, you can add in curls, style it however you wish really. I am going to go and add in some curls and show you what it looks like. Just some nice sort of gentle waves. So I'll be back to show you what it's like once I've styled it. So 10 minutes later, and I'm all done adding in the curls, and this is just sort of a gentle relaxed wave look, which I created using a curling iron on 180 degrees. The hair was really easy to work with. It didn't need to be held on the hair for more than about 5 seconds before it took, and I really like the result. I think this piece looks beautiful with waves and with straight as well, and as a wig wearer, that's something else that's really important, like having hair that's easy to work with and that takes really well, because I do like to change up my style from sort of straight to curly on a regular basis. So yeah, this is definitely ticking the boxes. So what do you think of Barbara from Raregen? Let me know in the comments. If you've got any questions, then let me know. And yeah, I hope you like her, and I'll speak to you soon.